Chris Rock gon' be the reason we gon' blow. Boom.
Stop. You're looking clean, bro. Yo, I want that hoodie. That's a hoodie. That's a zip up hoodie.
It's a windbreaker. That what you just said is exactly what my wife said when I bought it. Hey, this right here is bargain shopping, bro. I probably paid maybe $12 for this.
I need some bargain in my life.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Bro. You see this? I can walk around and chain up everybody. Yeah, okay. I look in a hallway. You feeling like I walk around some 200, 300 USD. No, sir.
Yo, bro. I looking for like Supreme right here. Just like real small.
Hey, this actually does look like the stuff Supreme does put out for sure.
Bro.
But I see it and I grab it. What is going with me? If it look good, I want it. If not, doesn't matter. You'll never see me when I get rich. You'll never see me with those what is call it by them Balenciagas.
The shoe socks.
Yeah, Balenciaga the orthopedics, the ones that look like it's
Yo. I know, bro. But bro, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I just want to welcome you officially to the Wireheads podcast.
Absolutely, thank you.
We've been talking offline for a little bit, and this might be major for you, but it's equally as major for us. And like we're so happy to have you on. And I guess where I want to start, I know you might have your points. I know you industry guys, you always know what you want to do, but I got my points. I got my stuff that I want to get into. I mean, before up to maybe like a month or two or 3 months ago, I wasn't familiar with your music. I was playing your music for my wife when we were on just came back from a staycation, and she was like, "This who is this? Are you listening to?" I was like, "This is eLJay. This is the guy that we're gonna be interviewing." And she's like, why don't we know about this music? So I wanted to ask you, like, could you tell us a little bit about like your roots, where you came from, like how did this music, they say that, you didn't choose the life chose you. So did music choose you? And if it did, when did that start?
That depends. How much time you have?
I got all the time in the world, bro. I got a pro Zoom account. I got unlimited time.
All right, cool. That being said, I don't know if you can see that stuff back there.
Yeah.
But if you see that there, that actually belongs to my dad. That's a platinum plaque and a gold plaque.
Right, the gold is above, the platinum below. Okay.
No.
The other way around.
Yeah. No, that's how it is there. But in terms of value, that needs to be in
the other way around.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
But you're right. So my dad, I'll go all the way back.
Yeah.
So my dad is a guitarist by profession, but he's an artist as well, doing his own thing. But those come from guitar playing. Those plaques are from Tony Tone.
Oh, wow.
I think he was one of the original band members or something like that. And the only reason I'm here today is because they happened to be touring, and that's when he met my mom in Trinidad.
Oh, wow.
So I'm quite literally half and half. A lot of people don't really know that or understand that, because growing up as a youth man, you're very malleable.
Correct, for sure.
And it doesn't take you a whole year to get acclimatized with foreign, and then you come back home and you say, "Hey man, what's going on?"
Exactly.
So from early, I've been flying back and forth before I could talk, right? So I do remember one time when I came back, everybody was teasing me and he feels he's a Yankee, I used to feel real bad. I used to feel real bad about it, because it's like I try not to talk like it, but it's hard. It was hard at the point in time to be able to just switch and move as you go. But now as I'm older, and I used to be like, yo, Trini to the bone, Trinidad forever. And I still feel that way in my heart, because in my heart is Trinidad for sure. But I'm trying now more to embrace my other side, because it quite literally is that other side of me. My whole other heritage is here. And I used to put it down and try to stay away from it because but now I try to embrace it, so it is half and half. And going back to that, my dad, he's played with everybody from Tony Tone, Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson. Actually, my mother complained she fed up. She always tell man complain because when she was in the room giving birth to me, he couldn't be there because he was on tour with Janet Jackson at the time.
True story.
He was on tour with Janet at the time. My uncle, I think, plays with Janet right now. My uncle is also a bass guitarist. He used to play for your girl Rihanna for some years.
Nice.
So, I mean, he doesn't play for her anymore, but Layla Hathaway, I think he got a Grammy for her album the other day. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
Yeah,
she's one of the most amazing people I've ever seen live. I just want to say that live, it was a very intimate room. It wasn't huge, but bro, her vocals so silky and so effortless. It's one of those experiences where I'm looking at this show and I'm reconsidering everything as far as me doing music.
Yeah, like what am I even doing?
I am nowhere near this. But that's just one of the people. So like, you asked if it's in me or not. I would argue that it is.
It is.
Because my roots is that, and my great aunts and my mom, my grandmother and her sisters, they belong to a very well-renowned gospel singing group. My aunt Shaquita, they tell me about her all the time. They argue that she's probably the best vocalist they've ever heard. They've heard lots of vocalists due to my dad and my uncle. They would have heard a lot of, and they maintain that my dad and my uncle say that she was the greatest they've ever heard. So the lineage is there. And as far as me personally, I've been performing from ever since I was in probably Infants 1 into Standard 1, that type of thing. Little school competition.
Yeah, little school competition.
I used to sing calypso.
Right.
I won the competition for the school every year up until Standard 5, which was the last year, obviously. Yeah. And then what they did was they entered me into the regional calypso competition, which was, I guess, that whole region of the country. Each school sent up their own representatives.
Their best. Their best.
Yeah. So for Carnival, Trinidad Carnival is, you have the Soca Monarch, a Calypso Monarch, you have all these different things. Groovy. And the schools used to have their own little thing. Like little schools would have their own competitions, whether it be just the school or then you'd have regionals for schools. And I think that's pretty much how you get into Young Kings and thing, but I never took that step. I did enter the regionals in my last year in primary school. And man, I think I went on like third to last or something like that. Now, the thing about competitions, you're watching everybody else that's going on stage, and if you're anything like me, you magnify everybody else.
Of course.
And you shrink yourself.
Yeah.
Because you watching these people, whilst the anticipation of you going up, you're thinking about performing, the crowd, you're hoping you remember everything. And there were at least 2 guys that I saw perform, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy is great. Yeah. So I sat in there stewing. I went on stage. This is one of these things that I remember clearly. Now, the bands, they got your music very shortly beforehand. So when you start singing, they come in and they pick up with you.
Right, gotcha.
And I sang my first verse, did my chorus, sang my third verse.
Not the second, but
did
the
my
third?
chorus, sang my third verse. And it's one of those songs where there was continuity throughout the song.
Yeah.
So each verse kind of led into the next verse.
Yeah.
But I was so nervous and I just trying to remember everything. I sang the third verse. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, but just sing the second verse after. So I did my chorus and then I sang the second verse. So I do my ba 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 da 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 da, and I walk off the stage and I do my thing and I act like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So my teacher who was there, he skull rip because he know the song. He's like,
Of
hey boy,
course.
hard luck, but good job.
Good job
You know what I mean?
anyway, yeah.
So the results calling, I'm feeling bad because I was like, wow, you mess up. People might know because it'll be kind of not make much sense
Yeah.
with the way I did it. I had third. I said, hey, all right, cool, no third.
Right.
Second. I said,
Second. Yeah, no,
nothing.
me.
So when I hear the second on me, I say, hey, thing,
All right,
I
that's
call him
it.
a teacher. I
Yeah.
call him mommy. I say, mommy, let the move. We
Let
get
me
the taxi
get
before
out of
everybody.
here.
Before everybody started come out to try to catch ride, and they said, let me push. And then first they called my name. Watch that. I was in the gate. I was in the middle of the gate walking out. I run back inside. I run back inside. I can't believe.
But so eLJay, so is it because I read up on your Spotify bio and you were talking about you signed Crew. That's a completely different competition. Like tell me about the Crew story because I wanna get the transition from there to moving and Sacramento. Yeah, we want to figure that out.
Oh no, that was nice. That's just one of the many times that I've had indicators of what you should do this thing. Because throughout I've had friends that was like, dog, you could sing, you have vibes, record, do something, but you brush it off because, like I say, I'm my biggest critic.
Yeah.
So this one young lady I was dating at the time, her friend, their family were having a fight party for the Mayweather, I think it was Conor McGregor. Was Pacquiao, but no, which one came first? Pacquiao or Conor?
Pacquiao.
Okay, well then it was Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, yeah.
Mayweather, Pacquiao, so they had a big fight party. I don't know nobody. Mind you, when I came to California, that's how I've been moving for the most part. Just by myself. I don't know nobody. I'm trying to meet people, whatever. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll go with this girl. But at that time, that song was kind of new. Crew, she see money all around.
You're talking about my guy, Crew Love. You know Crew Love. When you said Crew, I was like, could he really mean Crew Love? That is wicked song,
that's
bro.
What I meant. Yep. So that song was stuck in my head. I was playing it 72 times per day.
They didn't want to but the big ass in the big
ass. I have a funny story about that guy too, But anyhow.
All right, tell me.
But I was listening to the remix because I did like Gucci's verse on it. I'm not a Gucci fan.
Yeah.
But I heard that and it just fits so perfect on the track. He just talked his stuff, you know what I mean? And it was really cool. So I'm at the fight party. Everybody, I think they want a break. We went outside, grabbed stuff to eat. But I was singing this thing. And one of the girls heard me. She's like, wait, you could sing. Like, I like to sing. Said, no, you could sing. So then now some of the other girls over here just come and say, what? You could sing? And they all gather around him. Sing it, please. A bunch of girls. So I was like, okay, cool. So I go ahead and I sing the chorus or whatever, and they like the cheering for me or whatever. Then one of the young ladies, she was like, yo, my brother and my dad, they do music. Please go and talk to them. They record all the time. I was like, well, I ain't nothing to do. I go and chopping it up with these guys and they started to play some of the beats on me. I was like, wait, you guys making this? Like, yeah, because the stuff to me sounded great.
Yeah.
I was like, so also, he's like, no, we just do our own thing. We're not professionals. But I was like, to me, it sounded great. So I was like, well, they were like, hey, let's exchange stuff. And we linked up and they were like almost every week for about a year, every weekend in Sacramento, just recording, but all hip hop.
Hip-hop. I'm gonna stop you there because I guess you may know by now, but if you listen to our podcast, we're very heavily influenced by hip hop, right? For better or for worse, right? We love lyrics and we love lyricism. And when I read that in your bio, I was like, yo, snap, this is crazy. So let me get this straight. This guy is half Trini, half American, influenced by soca and all the other genres, to be fair, like Trinidad dance or whatever. And then added the hip hop element to it. Like, bro, that's superstar shit in the making. Like that blew my mind. So explain to me how how that happened. Like, was it just kind of like you guys were like just trying to work through and find a sound for you? Like as an artist, what did that time spent in Sacramento mean?
What that did for me was, number one, it gave me a just a general feel as to the process. And what it did to me, it also allowed me to kind of build a talent for like hip hop sound. So I have 2 hip hop songs out that I actually released.
Yeah.
One was more melodic, one was kind of half and half. But that's just me having fun. Now, like, Anti-Shady was more, I took my time and I really put something into that. The other one, not was just me having fun. But
Just
anyhow,
fun. Mm-hmm.
and we kind of used to do a cipher type thing, because what would happen, the process would be, all right, we pull up, and this guy, man, Big T, I love him so much because he treated all of us like family, because he's an older guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might be maybe late 40s, somewhere around there, but really cool dude. Every time we would pull up, it would be like a little mini birthday party, because he'd either be cooking something or ordering something. And fellas, it had beers, it had drinks, it had this, it had that. So it was really just a vibey get together.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd go in the studio, he'd close up the door, he'd tell the wife, and hey, boom, try to keep them dogs quiet.
Correct,
try to record, boom,
Love
close
it.
up that door, turn on beats. Hey, y'all like this one thing? Nah, next. And just because he'd be working on beats all week.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times he'd just be playing us what he made thing. And whichever one we vibe with, we're like, all right, that's the one. We'd all sit there, play the beat on loop, think up a verse, and we'd sit and record together. Everybody take a turn. 9 times out of 10, I would come up with a hook because I'm good with melodies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it might even, I just mumble some. All right, that sounds good. I'll put words to it after.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I learned that from Tory Lanez. He had a YouTube video. He was explaining his process. And I was like, wait, what? You just write the words after? That sounds counterproductive to me. But then when I tried it, I was like, bro, that made me writing these like 10 times easier, because now when you listen to the music that actually getting through, it's more about how it feels, and that comes more from your melody and your beat. So you might not be saying nothing at all, but just the way you deliver it, it might hit somebody.
Yeah,
just based on
that type
the
of
way
way. Yeah, you're right.
So,
you're right.
So with that realization now, they just used to be like, all right, hook coming here for sure. And then I might do a verse. And, you know, it just used to be so organic, so cool. I actually was like, you know what, maybe I should just do hip hop. But things kind of broke down, you know, I want to say to the back end of 2018, as far as us linking up, you know, I guess guys, oh yeah, he had a change in he got more responsibility at work. Less free time.
Correct.
You know, so the link up kind of faded. Yeah. But what that did for me though, and you know, everything that's kind of work out, that led to me investing in myself. And I got my own little setup. I don't know if you can see here, but
I see the setup. So eLJay, were you at this point in time when you were working with like Big T and the other guys, were you producing? Were you playing? What were you doing at that point?
I was writing songs and just singing. At that time, it's weird. He started sending. We had a group chat. We still have a group chat. I'm probably sending some of these clips in the group chat. But he would just text us the beats, as all of us more or less using iPhones. I message it, and I would be at work with my headphones plugged and just listening these beats on loop. So, and they would all be surprised because a lot of times I would pull up and I'd be ready to record. Yeah. I'd be like, hey, Tron, this one. And they'd be like, wait, what? How? Because the thing is, we get there and we write there. But me, I just was enjoying this thing so much that like, that's all I'd be doing. I'd be writing and recording, making voice notes. So I remember the melody. And so they were like, okay, cool. They were like, one of them actually told me like, yo, your work ethic is crazy, bro. Like, I want to work with you. I have a bunch of them I still need to work with. And it's just that process was so cool. But when I got that's when I kind of started dabbling and learning. So what I do now is I outsource my mixing and mastering to different guys. I'm a big up Kalex one time.
Do it, bro.
He's a guy. He has some credits. I think he has some credits with Popcorn. He did like I think 2 songs with K Lion, you know, rest in peace.
I know K Lion, yeah.
K Lex. So he's well known within that realm. But what I want to do is I want to say he has a tape out right now. I don't know if he calls it, if it's an album. I don't know if it's an
exactly.
EP. I don't know. I don't know what
we call it a project. He has a project. He has a project.
He has a project out.
Yeah,
let's say that. He has a project out right now. Coffee and Berries.
Sweet.
And you know
where can I find that? I can get it on Spotify.
It's on everything. It's on everything. Coffee and Berries. Let me tell you something. It sounds very international. And if you were to tell me that this guy was solely an artist, I wouldn't question that at all.
Yeah.
And actually, that's one of the things I'm bumping right now. It's amazing, and I just want to shout them out for that. But yeah, so I just send stuff to him, and then I'll be like, "Yo, put your sauce on it, mix it down for me," and that's been working. But as far as my expertise, I would mix it as far as in the direction of how I kind of want it to sound, because I'm not at a level to where I could professionally do it from top to bottom. Yeah,
you're not calling yourself an engineer here. You can bring it and then somebody can take it over the line. But that's good. Yeah. But all the beats, because we're going to segue into your new project. You calling it an EP? Yeah. It's an EP?
Yep.
Right. We're going to segue into new EP. So right now, all the beats and all the background vocals, everything that we hear on your EP, SFO to POS, that's all you? No?
Nope.
Talk to me.
That entire project, I use this guy, he goes by 30 Beats. I actually heard one of, my wife was playing a song at time, I think by what's this popular dance hall girl? Not Shensia, the one who probably right behind Shensia.
Not Spice?
No. Spice is an OG. Spice is big.
I know,
time.
right?
Spice,
but you said behind Shensia,
Spice
so
is that
like,
guy.
As
far as the young
Moyan?
Something a voluptuous young lady. I don't wanna
I know. All right, let me see. That could be anyone, though, bro.
A short hairstyle. She's a short hairstyle.
I know who you mean, bro. And she's dating a guy that's in the industry too.
Yes. Her name is evading me. But anyhow,
her and Shensia had a little beef.
She has a song.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah,
I actually heard one of her songs and I heard his tag. So I guess the people kind of finding him. But I get my beats on BeatStars. It's very convenient, and you know you type in what type of stuff you're looking for, and you just go through and find what you like. But I did the whole EP off of that guy. City Beats is really good, and but I get my beats from there. Amazing stuff,
bro.
But arrangement, vocals, that type of thing, backgrounds, harmonies, all that stuff is me.
It's all you.
I figured that out by myself.
So there are no features. There are no features on SFO to POS. So when I hear the chanting on the wanting kicks mix, that's you. Wicked love, bro. Okay, all right. So all right, let's dive into the project now. SFO to POS. First question I have. What was the inspiration behind it? Because this will be your first. I know, like, you dropped a few singles. You dropped Good. You got Anti-Shady. You got like different things out there. But what was the inspiration to drop this project?
Following and listening to Russ. By Russ is the man to go to for like nuggets. He spoke about putting out hella projects and nobody listening.
Okay.
And then deciding to do singles and build traction. So pretty much that's what I tried to do, which is why I put out singles first. And then I was like, you know what? Let me do a project, because the spacing between the singles, it wasn't working out how I wanted it. So I was like, you know what? Slow down. Stop trying to crank out singles. And you know what? Let's do an EP or a shorter project. Where you could still try to promote it in a way while still having a decent body of music coming out. So you won't feel pressured by time, because I would set these deadlines for myself and I wouldn't make them a lot of times. I was like, you know what? Relax, take your time and make something that you could be proud of and confident to put out. And you know what? I was like, I had a conversation with my dad, you know, and this is not to my dad and also, my wife, and they found
Real
that
talk,
the
real
music
talk.
I was putting out
Mm-hmm.
kind of felt like I was just doing, it kind of felt like I wasn't being me for real. Because
As
they
authentic, as
obviously have a more
authentic
intimate,
as possible. Yeah.
they have a more intimate, relationship with me. So they would know like me as a person for real. And I guess they felt that that wasn't being reflected in the music I was putting out. Because, good and bad, y'all tune thing. Yeah, girls is. And she's like, you aren't that guy as far as like, you're not a womanizer.
Right,
So why
exactly.
is your song singing like it's a womanizer? You're giving across that feeling like it's a womanizer. I was like, okay. I mean, they didn't say those particular words.
No, I
I
get
just giving
you.
it
I
to you
feel you.
as far as I infer, right?
Yeah. I got you.
Auntie said they were like, okay, that one felt good, but then not is like, you're talking about cash and da 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 da. One of them guys that is flash and flams. So I was like, you know what? The delivery I'm giving, they kind of missing the fact that it is me in the sense that like, yo, these are the stuff that type of music that influence me musically. But I was like, how do I give me? And to be honest with you, I want to say SFO to POS, that track, the track SFO to POS, that has a lot of me in there as far as what I was going through at different points in life, who I am, that type of thing. That's why in the interludes, I like, tell me what they know about me, know about me. Because it was literally me like, yo, this will give you a little bit of me. So after this, you will be able to tell me a little bit of what you know about me, because everything I said in that particular track was literally, me as a person. I was like, right mangoes and rainwater sipping from the steel tank and stripping. I would literally every times I used to box, and we would train 3-4 hours and come home, and it would be a toss up as to whether it's some have some in the pot there or whether it's something you want or not. And lots of times I would come home after 3 hours of training, sparring, my eye bruise up thing. I'm tired. We run, we skip rope, we do back. I'm drained. You would think, okay, I need a big plate of food, and then I would go down by the hill and suck about 5 orange or see if it has some mango underneath the tree. And I would go by the tank behind the house, open the faucet, rainwater for catching from the guttering. And I would just drink until my belly feel heavy. And I would go and sleep. When I turn in the night, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Water in my guts, you understand? But that's just, it wasn't good or bad. I mean, I was never like wanting for anything like that, but there would be times where that would be my reality. And I was
that's
like,
reality.
Let me try to put that in a cool way that it could sound cool. And I was like, okay, I took that particular criticism and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show that even you won't even be able to tell, because the sound is gonna be similar to everything I've been doing, but you will have to listen to understand that I am actually being transparent. I am actually giving you me. Now, if it is you don't feel that it's me, then maybe I need to work on that in future, or maybe you just need to listen a little bit better. So I can only control me, and the audience will have to control them. So I do intend to continue along that vein as the giving myself, but I will do it in the manner that I want to do it. You know what I mean?
For sure. The SFO to POS. So thematically, so I'm going to tell you what me as a listener, what I got. So obviously SFO to POS, I think the average person is going to know that that's going to be a code for some airports, moving from, obviously airport is being cool. We got that. So like when I started the track, I was like, I always look for the track. If an artist decides that they're going to use a particular track to be the name of a project, obviously that's like the Easter egg. That's where you want to start first. But you started with that. And I was like, oh shit, my man even let me get into it. He's like, yeah, this is what it is. So I was like, all right, this is the defining track. This is the defining track here. And from the time that you begun, the best intro ever. Big up fucking Trinidad. Listen up, bro. I'm not Trini. I'm not Trini, right? But bro, I didn't pick your mother. And what was better? What was even better was like, nah. Exactly. I love that because it kind of felt like you were showing the the listening audience who you are. Like, this is me. I'm playful. I'm proud.
That's the point. That was
you
the
know what
point.
I mean?
I'm so happy to sit with somebody that is literally what I had in mind. Literally.
You
What I will
nailed that,
say
bro.
though, Kalex, again, big up Kalex. A lot of stuff you hear in that EP was not supposed to make it onto the songs. But me being a little naive as to sending my files, and sometimes I don't send it all the way correctly. I would have tracks in there that I forget to delete, but I just send in the files as best as I could. Sometimes I just hurry.
Yeah.
And he would find stuff that if he finds it to be cool, because I always tell him like, yo, you do you, bruv. You are the guy that this is your livelihood. You
Correct.
go ahead and whatever you think will sound good, put it. If I don't like it, I'll let you know, hey, wait, Biggs.
Not really feeling that. Yeah.
So with that one, I was like, I left it on purpose because I was like, maybe he can make this song cool, but I didn't really want to put that because my mom's and them coasting for that still.
Bro, listen, you are a brave man. You are a brave man.
I grew up in the church and my mother called me. I was waiting for a ducking up for days after I dropped it. She finally called me. She said, so Mr. Smith, what were you doing cussing and carrying on? So that's not how you come up in what was that? And I had to explain. I said, baby girl, listen, right now you're talking to Lindell. I needed to check with eLJay.
eLJay, go check with the artist.
Gotta go and check eLJay. That's the artist talking there. So that was risky. I kind of didn't want to do it, but I was like, you know what, people will connect with this. I was like, the people will connect with this. Everybody so far, they love it. You know what I mean?
Master stroke.
So yeah.
After that,
and the reason I laugh is because I wasn't being serious. It was just fixed. And that's pretty much who I am, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely get that. And I think that everything after that, like I heard that and I was like, oh shit, I gotta listen to now. And then when we get into the track, because it's like, honestly, it's like my favorite track because it's so lyrical, you know. Skipping classes, but not last like Shikari. That is bars, bro. You got bars. Listen to me.
Oh man,
yo.
I was like, I hope nobody will take that seriously. But at the point in time I wrote that was when that whole controversy was taking place.
Of course.
That was I did that around that same time. I'm like, this young lady is so talented. I was like, if you would just give your mouth a rest, just so we could like you. It's not that we don't want, but you're making it so hard to like you, baby. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah.
And then the a lot of gems like eating fish pies by the Maxi stand, like it felt very visual. So like as you were rapping, I could like see it, and I could like see like what your existence was.
Just trying to tap into my inner Illmatic.
Boy,
because look, I remember the first time I listened. You know what's funny? I listened to that for the first time in 2018. I heard about it and I was like, yo, you know, I never listened to this. And I sat and listened to that and I was like, I was so blown away in the sense that, bro, I'm listening to this record and my mind is, I literally feel like I'm where he is.
Yep.
And I still can't explain it. I don't know how or what it is, but I used to feel like I'm there. So I was like, you know what, let me try to paint like what I was going through. Because that's basically me when I spoke those bars. That was my life for about 7 years going to school. We buy the pie lady, waiting for a maxi. If you miss them two maxis that just go up to the school, you know, you had to go and try to find a taxi for a little higher price. Yeah, you know what I mean, had to flag another taxi man. They know, you know what I mean. They eating pie, miss your maxi. You know what I mean? Just you know, trying to, like you say, paint a picture. You know what I mean?
Paint a picture. But okay, yes, all right. Even though I could spend the whole pod talking about SFO to POS, we got to move on to, because I got like points for each of these records. I want you to know. The next track is Realize, which happens to be like your first single. So my first question is, why did you lead with that? And then because obviously you did a video. We got to talk about the video that you put out, but explain to me why you led with that one. You felt like that would connect with a wider audience, perhaps?
How do I put this? With Realize, it just felt a little more, because like what I try to do sometimes, I would listen to the music in the dark with my eyes closed and just try to ask myself like, what you really feeling? and with Realize, it felt more relaxed. It felt a little more bravado in there.
Mhm.
It felt like something that the ladies might connect with as well, even
For
though,
sure.
at the beginning of the track, I kind of try a little talk, and me as far as the girls are there, because I'm looking at content online and it's like, yo, you don't really be lying to yourself. And that applies to fellas too.
Of course.
But,
Yeah, for sure.
that's just what I said at the time. But Realize just felt more fun. It felt a little more bravado type feeling to it. And I was like, you know what? I think I could lead with this because with the SFO to POS, I just feel like I don't think I would ever be able to do that justice with a video, right?
It's weird. You would need a huge budget. You would need like a triple.
Yeah, I would really need a lot of thought, a lot of time, and like as far as we realized, I was like, it just fit in so well because at the time we were going over to Miami Carnival,
Mhm.
and I was like, you know what, I could capture some essence of our culture if I was to shoot a little bit in there, as well as, just with myself, just looking, just trying to talk into the camera, like just pop my shit, you know what I mean? That kind of way. Because I wanted to give off some bravado as well, and I felt like it came together nicely. And so that is the feel of the track. It felt like it could go further as far as it would have been easier to more palatable to a wider audience.
It definitely feels that way. It definitely feels that way. What I would say is that I really love that you put visuals to it, and I love that obviously because it's a slower song. Obviously, most soca music is gonna be like high BPM. So like when you see like Carnival and stuff, but you had like those slow scenes, so it felt like a carnival, like sexy carnival, if that made sense. Like, and then the shots when it was just you and you were just there talking into the camera, it felt really, really good. And I mean, to be honest, I wasn't expecting. I know that videos and this stuff is costly, and I think that you did a really, really good job to put together some striking visuals. What's been the feedback? What's been how people have been, how have they been feeling about Realize?
Nah, they received it really good. Man, I've gotten a lot of love for that. As far as in comparison to everything else I've done, I don't know if it's the fact that I took a little more time trying to hype it, or if it's just the visuals.
The visuals,
I can't track it, but I think what it did was, I think the fact that those visuals, I feel, really made people pay attention and say, oh shit, he's doing this for real. Because everybody knows at least one virgin or sister that putting out music in some regards.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'll always support the people, as far as you could, but I think it pulls out a little more fervor in your support when you believe they're being for real.
Correct.
And I think those visuals kind of made that announcement for me, alongside the fact that I put it out with accompanying a project with the good artwork and all that, with the visuals, with all that, and trying to roll it out in a way that is like, yo, this guy's doing this thing. He's serious. He's serious
about his thing. Correct.
And I think with that, it pushed a lot of my like friends, family, and a couple of strangers that liked it to like go as far as to share, as far as to like, push it. Like, yo, this is an artist. Yo, who's this guy? This is cool. And I think that really solidified the fact that, yo, he's doing this seriously, and I think that's what that did for me.
So on a personal level, I mean, would this be like the first video that you've ever put out for like your music? This is the first video. What does that feel like? Like as an artist. So like for me, I'm a graphic designer by trade. Yeah, by trade. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not in graphics right now, but we could talk. This pod is not about me. This pod is about your music. But like as an artist, when you put your music out there, people don't get it because you're bare, you're vulnerable, especially when you put all your money and your time and your effort. How did it feel? Like, did you have, to use a big word, trepidation? You were like worried about putting that out into the world. How did that feel?
Well, to tell you the truth, I think when I got to the point of SFO to POS and everything that's involved with it, visuals, the whole project thing, I think those singles that I first put out really broke that ice for me. And at the point of me getting ready to put out the video and the project, I was just excited and waiting to boost. Like I literally was struggling with myself to not leak these songs because like this particular project, I was like, yo, this is too standard. This is great stuff. And like, because before my tracks previous, I was like, I don't know how they'll receive it. I had those initial feelings that you're talking about when I was putting out Anti-Shady and Bad and that type of stuff. And which was received well. You know, that was received well. So that kind of broke that ice. But with this project, man, it was all about me just wanting to give the distributors enough time to maybe have a chance at playlisting as far as the drop. And I just couldn't wait to put it out, to be honest, because I was confident and I really felt like it was up to standard for me. You know, I'm a huge critic of myself, and I did not at all feel any doubts with this one. And I think that's the first time I put out anything with zero doubts.
Oh wow,
this one.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah. No, but I mean, just to reiterate, it's an amazing body of work. So moving on from Realize, I want to talk about Wanting, because Wanting is the only record that you actually had a mix to. So I wanted to really understand, where did Wanting, as in the concept for Wanting, come from? And then why did you decide to create a remix and add it to this?
Oh, okay. So this is a nice story. Well, so basic. So with Wanting, I was like, you know what? I want to give my audience a feel to where it's like, okay, so because I had at the point in time 2 singles as hip hop / R&B feel,
correct,
and 2 that were more islandish feeling, right? So I was like, I do want to give a similar feeling with Bad and Good. Because if you notice with Bad, it's a kind of popish kind of feel to it. Yep. So with One Time, I was like, I still want to chuck in something there that feels like similar to Bad, right? So that's kind of why I chose that vibe for that song. And it's similar to Bad. So I was like, so whoever came and followed me because they like that, at least I could feed that. Correct. I could feed that part of my audience. So that's number one. As far as the remix / kicks mix, is a case where Kalex took some vocals that was supposed to be deleted, mixed it up, put his sauce on it, and made it sound good. When he sent my first mix, because he would send me like a mix down before he mastered it, and like, yo, do you like it? Do I need to change anything? And then I heard it, I was like, wait, this man really put this here. If you listen to that kicks mix well enough, within that little spacing, you can literally hear me laughing at myself. I'm not trying to be cool, artists and stuff. They laugh as like ad libs, that type of thing. They might throw in a laugh, this rapper does do it all like, that's ad libs for guys and stuff. Jadakiss. That wasn't that. That was not that. That was me literally on that microphone there, laughing at the fact that what we're doing, right? Like, but I having fun. Like that's what I do. I have fun. I'm recording it. This is literally my station where it's like it's me alone. So when you're with guys, it's so much easier to vibe. You bounce ideas off of one another. You might see reactions from people. You might see, oh, I don't like this. So you now could say, all right, they're not feeling that. Let me change that up a little bit. Or you might see the eye light up and you're like, this is gold. Yeah. When you're by yourself, you don't have those little reactions to bounce to know if you're going in a good direction. Yeah. So I just tend to build my own vibe, laugh at myself, take myself seriously. I might amp myself up in the mirror. Yeah, dog. Yeah, if I feel like I've been, in that zone. But with that song, like, it was so funny to me. I started laughing. And then he didn't even cut that part out. So I was like, well, I think you would at least cut out that. But he left and I was like, I listened and I was like, yo, this song's great. I was like, but I still want to put a version where if I put it like, if I was to get a little radio play, it would fit in a person's mix better, rather than just having me laughing on a track. So like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm like, let me put out the both versions And you know, if people are anything like me, they'll get a lot of value from that mix as well. That's all that was.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
that kicks mix is so good, especially when
Yes, I appreciate it.
boom, when the drums come in. Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
yo.
City Beats is insane. He's insane. Like, that guy is
I'm gonna
insane.
have to look into him more. Honestly, I really
And
love his style, and I
I
think
can't find him personally. I can't tell you what he looks like. Like I've been Googling his government name, his tag, like because I actually want to find him to see if I could get some customs and stuff.
yeah,
But
for sure.
hey, he's one of them guys that kind of like mechanics. This guy that Tory Lanez did like hella tapes with. I've been looking for him. Some of those guys, I don't know if it's an artist thing, but there are some artists, musicians that I think really don't want
They
that
don't want it.
spotlight
No.
because
They
they
don't want
probably
that
see what
spotlight.
it does to other people, and some
Words,
of them
bro.
they make it their business to be hard to find. And I think
Exactly.
he's one of those guys.
Shit, man. Wow, so good.
Yeah.
After wanting, you went into slogan. I do think that's a sequence. Slogan.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
slogan is, well, in my opinion, is like the slowest song on the EP.
Yeah.
But you were really rapping in this record, like
Yeah.
as an artist, and I'm not gonna try to define you because I've recognized from
Yeah.
this that there's really no defining you. How do you approach like a track? Do you attempt to rap and sing, and or is it just something that as you feel it, you just give into it?
Yeah, I wanna shout out my cousin that helped me initially when I was getting into writing songs. And they used to go up on a hill in the village, and they would have a big ass speakers that the whole when they would be playing music, the whole village would hear it. And they would go up on that hill and they would all just pass the mic and run instrumentals and then would chant. More
What?
like back in the time and when conscious reggae was the thing.
Yeah.
Sasha Days,
Correct.
Million Voice,
And just
when Sizzla and them was on top, and Marlon, when that was the thing, they would chant. And I would walk by and I'd always think that was so cool. I was like, then I would go by my cousin because he would go up there sometimes and chant. And I was like, I asked him, I was like, cuz how he doesn't know what to write? Like,
correct.
as I sit in there, I want to write too, but at the time, I don't even remember. I was like, but I don't even know how to start. And what he told me was, he was like, look, I listened to the instrumental and I just asked myself, how does it make me feel? He's like, does it make me think about God? Does it make me think about past lovers? Does it make me think about, does it make me bring up my internal angers? Like, how does it make you feel? And then go from that. And with that, with the slogan instrumental, I was like, yo, this feels so mellow. This just makes me feel to reflect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It put me in a reflective mood. And the reason I chose that sequencing is for the same reason I opened up with SFO to POS. That instrumental for the first track just felt so epic. It just felt like, yo, if I could kill this track as far as the recording vocalist, I'm like, yo, I know this will be everything. So the same reason I led with that is the reason I ended with that. It felt like a wind down from everything.
That's what
it felt like a wind down. So I was like, I'll end with this one. I'll bring everything down and I'll just reflect a little bit on this track. So that was pretty much what I was doing.
But I did have a question for you when I listened to it. So I definitely get the hip hop influence, the R&B, and also the Afrobeat. So if you had to choose, I'm gonna give you two. I won't pick one. If you had to choose two Afrobeat artists to work with, who do you want to work with?
Number one, Rema. Number one, Rema. And I think I ought to say Wizkid.
I was about to say, how you gonna not work with Starboy? You're mad or what? I think
I'll have to say Wizkid.
Go work with Starboy.
Right now, that's all I listen to. Afrobeats. I actually could recite some of these songs word for word. Because like I literally learned the words. I want to learn the language to some capacity. I don't know how, but it's super influential on me right now. That and UK music. It's funny, the producer, he was like, he was like, he tried to mix me down a little bit like J Huss a little bit because he was like, I picked up on that. I don't know if you picked up on it, but I was kind of on a UK type of flow because that's where my influence was at the time. But
love it.
But yeah, I have a lot of influences, bro. Like so many.
So tell me something, eLJay. What? So we got this record out. You know, you're gonna be pushing it, people taking it in. So then, what's next for you? Where do you think you're gonna take this next? Are you're gonna be lining up some tour dates? What's the?
Well, I still have to get out and start doing a little more networking out here. So I could try to set some stuff up. But I do intend to push this EP probably the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Now that does not mean I'm not gonna be releasing stuff. Actually, I have some stuff already in the pipeline that's probably gonna be dropping really, really soon. But I don't want to I feel like the way I feel about this EP, like I'm so proud of it. It represents so much growth for me as an artist. I genuinely think that this is one of those things that I could push for an entire 365, even though it's 4 songs, because me growing up listening to a lot of soca artists and stuff, it's so weird because when I look back on it, a lot of guys would put out 2 songs and that would be their entire offering for a year.
For a whole year.
And here I am putting out singles and thinking, wow, 2 months has gone by. You need to
I need more music.
And I do
wild.
feel like that, and I'm not discrediting that feeling because I still intend to put out a lot of music. But this thing about, okay, after I put this one out, I'm gonna forget about these. I'm trying to get away from that. I intend to push this the entire year along with everything else that I drop. So I am gonna be either promoting new things, probably drop some more visuals. Maybe that's something I'm thinking about. And yeah, I'm gonna be pushing this.
I just what I want. Me, Trizale, Tremaine from the Whiteheads podcast.
Let me know, man. Let me know.
What I want is that I want a lyric video for SFO to POS. That's what I want. I think it's that powerful. You know what I mean? Like I think there's so many bars in there that I think people would love connecting with that. I can see that doing numbers personally.
Say less.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask you is, this is a bit of a more nuanced question about like the music industry and obviously hailing from Trinidad and then also being part American. Do you think that what you're doing, the type of music that you're doing, is less accepted in Trinidad? Because obviously, you know, I know soca, obviously that's the mainstay, and then you got Trinidad. Yeah. Do you think that this kind of fusion that you're doing is less accepted in that space? I mean, we have something similar in Barbados, so I just want to know what you think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I actually have, that's a question I've asked myself for a while, because it's like I'm trying to figure out like where, because you know you have to identify your audience, and
for sure,
you know you're always gonna desire the acceptance of your people, you know what I mean?
Your community.
So that's a conflict that I've been having, but it's like at the same time you have to be true to you, and you have to create the market in the sense that, and it's so that's why I love Trinidad, because Trinidad literally is an example of everything I would like to do with what I'm doing. There was no market for that 2-3 years ago.
I know.
As far as we thought, because everybody that used to try to do a little dancehall thing used to kind of get shouted down or pushed to the side because like, oh, he feel Jamaican.
He making Jamaican music. Yeah.
Millionaire Family. I don't know if you remember these guys, but as a group, the Millionaire Family, a lot of people don't remember this, but I used to follow them. They were one of the reasons why I wanted to do music. But back in 2009, when they were doing their marketing and promotion, and they would like put out a video of them in studio just chanting and different things, that I followed all of that. And way back in 2009, Orlando Octave, Kerry John, and these guys, soca artists that we understand they are soca artists, these guys were already putting out something very similar to Trinidad, but it didn't get the same type of push as Trinidad, I guess, because that market wasn't really opened up yet.
Correct.
But dude, cats have been trying to do that for years. But I guess with Big Up Pun and these guys are the guys that really push it, and it became a community, and you have a bunch of different people doing it. It became a thing. And that's why I have guys that back home in Trinidad that rap. They absolutely love me. They've heard a bunch of my unreleased stuff because I have endless hip hop tracks that probably will never see the light of day.
We trying to do that with hip hop.
They beg me to put it out, and that's where I lead into.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell them, I was like, bro, please put the music out. I'm begging these guys because they are good. They are really good. So a lot of guys who are way more lyrical than me. They have way more double entendres, triple entendres. I'm sitting there. They like me, and I'm like, bro, you don't even understand that the only difference to me and you is that you just not putting yours out because you thinking about how you're gonna be received, and I know that because that was me.
Correct.
And it's like, dude, just watch Trinidad. Just watch Trinidad. You just had a couple of producers that took it serious enough, and a couple of artists, and it blew. So it's like, you have to create the hip hop market, and that's one of my intentions. I intend to go global. That's why I have this pop sound to me as well as everything else. Because I want to be able to go to Japan and sell out a show.
That's right.
I want to be able to go places where they do not speak my language and sell out a show.
Everyone's singing every lyric. Yeah.
So with that being my intention, I know that I have a lot to do. And I have to really get people to like what it is I do. So it's like to create a hip hop market within the Caribbean is like the brother Chromatics. Big up Chromatics played my song the other day.
Boom,
Chromatics has been doing hip hop music ever since I can remember his name. And to me, that guy was so amazing, and he never got his flowers, in my opinion. As far as his talent demanded, I feel like he never got the recognition he should have gotten. And I just think that came down to not enough people was in the space pushing that. It's one of those things where I don't think any one person could make that happen in a solo way unless the only way I think you could do that is to blow doing something that they already like and then introduce it.
Right.
And have that push with your, have the stardom behind your push. Right. But as far as just doing it as a startup, I think it's a little more difficult. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing like stuff that the island people would more or less connect with in a more better way. That's why I have a more dancehall feeling to the music I've been putting out, so that I could try to get a little closer with that audience and then segue, because I don't know if you notice, it's a crossover type thing I'm doing. And I'm still putting out hip hop.
I know this, bro.
It's a weird thing.
I see you, bro. I see what you're doing, and I'm about it. I see what you're doing, and I'm totally about it. And I think that you're right. In Barbados, we have something called Bad Betas. So you got Trinidad, you got Bad Betas, and then we had an opportunity where there was some overlap. So then the Trinidad artists start working with the Bad Betas artists, and I think that's great. But we need more of that. So like part of what we want to do as the Wireheads podcast is that we want to push this culture. Like I'm not gonna accept that the only thing that we do in Barbados is calypso. Like, no, I'm not even accepting that. Like, there's so much more to us, you know. Like, we got more music, the most music in us. Absolutely. So we gotta keep pushing. But any hip hop artists that you know, R&B artists, please send them to me. And especially we love to hear these stories being told through that medium. You know what I mean? Like, like everything that you say in your music, I want to hear that, you know. So that's amazing. But honestly, eLJay, I am so excited for you. I think that you got a big future ahead of you. I know you got some big boots to fill. But above that platinum plat is gonna be an eLJay platinum plat. And I put
hell yeah.
Putting out there for you, bro.
For sure.
I know.
It's so crazy.
I know. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining us for the Wireheads podcast. I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that we're going to be connecting. I actually look forward to it. No. If you got any unreleased tracks you want to run by me, you know, I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no.
You know what? It's a case where I think that's cool, because that's calm. Because listen, I have this thing where anything that I do that I like, the first thing I just want to do is send it to people.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not do that with this record, just because I was supposed to go back home, and I was like, you know what? Let's have some actual in-person reactions this time, because I always just send the songs.
Just
Hey,
send
you
it,
like
yeah.
And your friends, people, your friends more inclined to say, "Oh yeah, dog, this real cool."
Yeah, that's all.
I mean, that easy to say. You might be there like this.
This is not it. This is not it.
You'll still send a bunch of fire emojis, dog. This real bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna play this in front of everybody, and I know how to look for certain signs on a face to tell if you like. Because my thing is, I don't need you to like it. Mm-hmm. I am one of the hugest 50 Cent fans you'll ever see.
Yeah,
love 50 Cent. If 50 Cent got sick today and he in California and he needed somebody to perform for him, he could probably call my phone and I could perform 25 tracks word for word, no miss lyrics.
Yeah,
that's how deep of a
Get Rich is a classic though. You know, it's a hip hop.
I know all those songs word for word, all.
Get Rich.
But the thing is, with 50 Cent, he still has probably 20-some, 30-some songs that I don't really like. And then he probably still has a bunch of songs that I probably never heard that he has. So with that being said, I don't expect my friends to like every song I put out.
Everything.
I don't expect you to vibe with everything I put out. So it's like, I don't know if people just be scared to say, I don't really like this one. So I was like, let me see if I could see that reaction.
Agree.
So then when I went, I got and genuinely everybody liked it. And you know what was a really telling sign, bro, that let me know that, like, yo, this is potential. And that's why I want to push it so much. At my friend's party, we had a little kickback. They're playing Trinidad, they're playing popular songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I took over the speakers and started playing my songs. And nobody missed a beat.
Right, you didn't tell anyone anything. You just like slipped it in there to see how they would.
Just slipped it in.
Yo.
Everybody will continue dancing.
Yeah,
my friends, I've seen him bouncing the dance. Hey. They're like, hey, then somebody else is like, yo, who's this guy? I don't think I know this voice, but who's this guy, man? I was like, oh, that's me. Like crazy. And then I caught everybody off guard. So I was like, oh yeah. This what's left on me now is stuff like this, coming onto podcasts, getting awareness, going out there, doing footwork, on the ground with the people, connecting, that type of thing. But as far as the music part, I believe that part's solid. You know what I mean? So
do you still have plans you're still gonna head back to Trinidad? What's the plan for you in terms of like doing your press tour? I guess it would be like to shop it around. What are you gonna do?
I won't be back for a good couple of months. I do intend to go back in like around July, somewhere around there, to reconnect with stuff. And but yeah, I'm planning on lining up a bunch of different things. As far as stations, I've already made contact with a couple of people, that told me that they'll have the consideration. But it's a weird thing, bro, in the sense that this thing is kind of a popularity contest. So like,
I know
if my page was coming, like if I did just buy a page with
10,000 likes
people on there, and then I pull up, they'll watch me. They might know who I am, but they'll go looking and they say, oh shit, this dude. Then they might be a little more inclined to mess with me. But I'm realizing that with every other day, so I have to be a little more tactful. I have to be a little more persistent. And once I get the air, like you just need to, almost everybody that give me a little chance to listen, they just end up, liking it, or at least seeing that there's talent there. Because they don't have to like it to know that, there's something there.
That there's something there,
yeah. So
you gotta do like what my strategy is for breaking. I don't want to say breaking, but like bringing awareness to new artists. Like put up a reel, and instead of pushing a Rima or a Wizkid that is big, push a local artist that has music that you love. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the reels in that way. So to get people's ear, it's 30 to 60 seconds, but that's all you need. That's all you need to figure out if you like something or not. And that's what we're gonna be doing. You know what I mean?
I have a question for you though.
Hit me.
As far as like, because like I said, mentioned off air, I have a bunch of people asking about this particular episode. They just want to support me on that.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
with everybody that asked, I hyped you guys up because I listened to a piece of one episode way earlier on, and then every time I'd go on the page looking for you guys, I'm like, I thought you guys were done because you guys took a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah,
right?
we did.
Because
Yeah, we did.
I
We
was
did.
looking, I keep checking, and I said, wait, them fellas done, boy. And then I was like, that's why I was even kind of reluctant to even
Reach out.
contact you because I was
Yeah.
like, maybe these guys done with this thing. But luckily enough, it's just you guys, I guess, had a little hiatus, stuff probably going on.
Yeah.
And but I did listen in full the last one you guys did, and I was like the whole time because I was listening podcasts mainly because when I'm working, you want to be able to listen to something without having a,
Of course, yeah,
and
yeah.
I was just cracking up. I was like, so now everybody that asked me, I was like, yo, but go check them out because like don't just listen for me. Like there's a really good podcast.
Yeah,
These are interesting guys. And a lot of people, like I said, is dudes are streaming on YouTube. These guys not buying no Apple Music, they're not
I know.
subscribing to Spotify. So that's why I was like, how do I
right.
how do I share it to, my people so that they could, get in tune with what you guys have going on? Because I'm not just saying that because you rock with me. Like I genuinely rock with the podcast. Y'all are interesting, funny dudes with nice takes. And another thing, I just love Bajan accents. I love Bajan accents. I'd be talking like I'm
hilarious.
But
you're right. You're right. No, you're right. And I'm glad you called us on that. We really need to move the pod and the content onto the YouTube space. I mean, like me, I'm on YouTube every single day. Like, it's not a time that I'm not listening to a podcast because I listen to those on YouTube too, or music or something about cryptocurrency. I'm always there. So yeah, we definitely, the plan is to start a YouTube and start uploading, podcasts like this, artist exposés, everything, so people can get the content and share the content. So we're gonna start with this pod. Seeing as you call this out, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. No excuses.
I think you guys, the way you have it on Instagram though, I think because when each segment that you have the graphic that's moving, along with the snippets,
right,
which is that's how it is. We bring people in. But I think if you were to sorry about that, somebody call if you were to do something similar with on YouTube, the YouTube space, just put up a graphic if you don't have video, that at least that way men could go to you'll get some views and awareness but right now I pushing my friends onto streaming because it's like you
gotta get those streaming
Spotify
numbers
is free. Download it, please. Let's stream it because everybody they're ripping it off YouTube, boom, and they're putting it on the USB or whatever else, and it playing. But right now, everybody want to see analytics because I asking people, how do I get booked? How do I do this and that?
They want
the main thing people looking at now is like, okay, let's see your analytics. What are your analytics? Okay, let's see what your Spotify looking like. Oh, hey, your Spotify early saying, because everybody downloading it.
Everybody
downloading. It's so weird because, and that's a mainly a Caribbean thing, I think.
I think so too.
I think it's mainly a Caribbean because so you might have homeless people out there streaming online. Spotify,
yeah, I'm telling you.
But yeah, y'all definitely have a really good thing going on, man. I would absolutely love to be back on here sometime in the near future,
man.
And probably even a regular episode because I just want to vibe with you guys.
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it, bro. We're gonna invite you in to talk about, so the idea is that we want to get artists to come in and talk about topics, just like how I asked you about whether you think that other genres of music aside from soca, get more, don't get enough push and stuff like that. Those are the types of things that we want to talk to artists about because these are real life issues, or artists not getting the streams or not getting the money. Like, how do artists get paid for after they do? It just shows we want everyone to eat. So these are the things that we sit down and think about because we love music. So
I feel honored to be on here first because I believe that what you all are doing. Like there's so many music podcasts and stuff, and that space is so vast. And I think what you guys are doing, there's a niche y'all could capitalize on the fact that y'all are Caribbean, and the Caribbean is a wide basin.
Huge.
And with what y'all doing, if y'all could bring on some people for real,
Huge.
I think that could be the next big thing, and I will be able to sit up there and say, somebody had to start this ball rolling.
I was the first.
At the end of the day, y'all might have a Grammy-winning platinum recording artist here that's
I love
blowing
it
all over the place, but
I'm telling you, bro,
because I paved that way.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I mean, like
the same way you calling that for me, I calling that for you guys for sure, bro. If I claiming that for y'all, bro.
Bro, I ready to like quit my day job and just like do this. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're definitely good at it for sure.
All right, bro. Well, I want to thank you again for coming through, eLJay. You've been fantastic, fantastic guest, man. And I'm gonna, you know what? After this COVID thing, subsides, it seems like it never will. I gotta come out. I gotta come out because I need to borrow this windbreaker from you. I need to wear this thing.
Yeah. That's yours, man. Whenever that's yours.
All right, no problem. All right. So this is Trizale and eLJay, and this has been the Wireheads Podcast. Check you guys later.
Sir.
Peace.